Hey, it's Diana Marchand from dianamarchand.com, and welcome to this video. What I want to talk about tonight is something that somebody on one of my Facebook communities brought up about the crazy hormones, requesting that is what they wanted me to do a video on. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So if you are a woman who are 45 and over, sometimes earlier, right, or hormones start to fluctuate at any age, really. Some people notice that in their later 30s. And I started noticing it about the age of 43. So it can really start to happen now. There's certain symptoms that can go along with it, and everybody's different. So you may not experience the same symptoms as some other people do. And there's varying degrees, right? So you might be noticing things like memory problems, the brain fog. You're talking in the middle of a sentence, you forget what you're going to say. You walk into a room, you forget why you walked in there. You have no idea, right? You could be getting bloated, having digestive problems, maybe even acid reflux. That's what I had. Gaining weight around the midsection. And there are many reasons why this happens at that phase of life. And that could be a whole other video. I actually have done that. And let me see what else. Mood swings, over-emotional, unable to handle as much stress. So you feel way more stress than normal and you're having a hard time handling it. Feeling overwhelmed, like there's just too many things going on, because there is. Your period's going all crazy. Nothing's regular anymore. Everything's all over the board, right? You may get really bad cramps now. So you may have a lot more pain than you ever used to have. Things like that. So when women are going through adolescence, you also have all these hormonal changes going on within your body. So that is a time when you go through all of this. And then, of course, we hit our mid-40s, or whenever you tend to, this happens to sometimes 50. It is like going through it again. And that is the crazy thing. It feels like you're going crazy some days, right? You're like, what is happening to me? My body is changing so fast. And you feel like, your brain, like sometimes people get anxious, they get depressed. And that is because the hormones are fluctuating. So what hormones are we talking about? That's what I'm going to tell you. So we're going to talk about a couple of hormones. One is progesterone, and that is often the one that starts to decrease first. So I'm going to just tell you a few things that progesterone, the hormone in the body, helps to regulate. It regulates our menstrual cycle. It is the hormone involved in pregnancy. It balances the effect of estrogen. It helps us sleep. It helps our moods. It helps us prevent water retention. It helps our body use fat for energy. It is a natural antidepressant. And it has a calming effect on us. And it maintains our sex drive. So what do you think happens when that hormone starts to decrease in our body? Well, that is when we start to notice symptoms, right? So we will notice our menstrual cycle going crazy and being so different than it used to, and all over the place and never the same every month. We have a harder time getting pregnant. You have a hard time sleeping, possible that you can't sleep very well. You wake up a lot during the night. Your moods are all over the place, so really can't keep a regular mood. Water retention. Yes, you start to get puffy and bloated. And then you gain weight. And like I said, there's many reasons why you gain weight in your midsection, especially during this phase of life. And you start to feel anxious and maybe even a little depressed and you're more stressed, right? And you lose your sex drive. So those are some of the things that you can feel and notice as a result of progesterone decreasing in your body. Now, the other hormone that most people know about is estrogen. That's our hormone that makes us a woman, right? So it's definitely involved in the female organs. In the breasts, our ovaries produce it. And when our ovaries can't produce as much estrogen, our adrenal glands can start producing estrogen as well. The thing is that during this phase of life, and most women now in their mid to late 40s and 50s are very stressed already. They're usually working full time, taking care of the household, may even have kids at home. So that is a lot of stress. Well, then you add all the stress that's going on within your body and all the changes, your adrenal glands can get burned out. So if they can't produce estrogen anymore, if your ovaries are producing less estrogen, then your body really needs help. So what does it do? It packs on the pounds in your midsection. So you gain fat in your midsection. And when your body's stressed, you cannot get rid of fat. Your body will not release the fat when it's in stress. So there's a big part of it. So estrogen also deals with the tissues of our face too, right? Our skin elasticity. And our uterus and our bladder. So what else? Helps to relax the blood vessels of our heart. And it enhances calcium absorption, estrogen does. So it's also good for urethral, like our bladder health. So when estrogen starts to decrease, we notice problems in hot flashes. We get hot flashes. We get drier skin. We get more wrinkles. We get saggier skin. That's one of the worst. More chance of heart attack or heart problems, bone loss, osteoporosis problems, decrease in your sex drive, and more bladder infections. A lot of fun times. So when our hormones are fluctuating like this, it can wreak havoc on our body, and we can really feel like things are going crazy. And there's also testosterone, which is, we know it as a male hormone, but women have it too. And this is the hormone that helps us with our sex drive, our bone mass, and muscle mass. So when you start to decrease your muscle mass from not working out, from the changes in your body, and women naturally begin to lose muscle and gain more fat. So muscle helps to burn fat. So when you have less muscle, you're not burning as much fat. It is the furnace of the body. So the more muscle you have, the more fat you're going to burn, and the more you'll be like shape. You'll have a good solid shape, right? So that starts to decrease too. So you could be at the age when you're losing progesterone, when it's decreasing estrogen and testosterone. So therefore, you are going to have a lot of crazy symptoms going on in your body. That can make you feel so nuts because you're not really sure what's going on. You're thinking, oh my God, am I sick? Am I ill? Do I have some disease? What's going on? No, it's not. It's just a phase of your life. Yes, it can be frustrating. It can be confusing, especially when your spouse, your family doesn't understand. They're not changing. So why are you changing? You have a lower tolerance for things, for people, for situations. And that can leave you seeming like you're always bitchy, like you're complaining, like, why can't I handle my life anymore? Why don't I like my life anymore? This is so normal at this phase of life, but it scares some people. It really does. It can scare women because it's so much. And all of a sudden you're changing so fast. You're wondering, why am I feeling like this? I never used to. Why aren't I happy? I have so much in my life. Well, you're not alone. And if you're feeling like, just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. Where can I start? You see, there's so many things right now that you can do, right? Having to do with eating and decreasing your stress and learning how to handle the symptoms better. There is a lot you can do. And I am going to be doing some workshops coming up on this exact same thing, or I'm going to show you 5 steps that you can do to begin to eat better and really help yourself handle and the chaos of this phase of your life. And also I do coaching and I do programs. So please reach out to me if you really need some help, some accountability, some support, the how to, what do I need to do, and finding what really works for you. You can contact me on Facebook, Diana Marchand, or be part of my Facebook community, Women Creating Healthy Lives. Come there for great information and tips too, and recipes. And also I have a YouTube channel, Diana Marchand. So reach out to me, say, yes, you know what, I need a bit of help. And underneath this video, if you're still watching, post some of the symptoms that you are having problems with right now. Let's get to this.